Good morning and happy Friday, Will Score Special fans. Host and creator Will Farrell here. Just got to work, but wanted to squeeze in this emergency Facebook Live. As when the fourth quarter buzzer sounds, you turn to us for your fifth quarter sports talk. Every White Sox fan should be happy right now. Aaron Bummer is now an Atlanta Brave. As of late last night, around 11 p.m., everyone was getting some rest for the upcoming Friday and upcoming weekend before the holiday week begins. The Chicago White Sox and new general manager, White Sox front office led by Chris Getz, made their first trade as a new front office in this Chris Getz era. In the offseason, they have traded left-handed reliever Aaron Bummer to the Atlanta Braves to acquire 5 players. So 6 players total in the deal. I'm going to give you a quick recap of my thoughts on the deal, how it impacts the White Sox in a very good way. That's not a rebuild, it's more of a retool because they still have a lot of good talent on this team that can compete this year in a winnable AL Central division. But it's still early in the offseason, but a big first trade for the White Sox here. After Tim Anderson departed from the team for free agency, they needed some help in the infield. Getz talked about defense, pitching a big need. They fixed that, began to at least fix this with this trade. So they acquired right-handed pitcher Mike Soroka, left-handed pitcher Jared Schuster, right-handed pitcher prospect just drafted last year by Atlanta, Illinois native, and from the University of Illinois, Riley Goins. So 3 pitchers right there and 2 infielders. Nicky Lopez, who White Sox fans are familiar with, he's a Naperville, Illinois native, played very well in his time with the Kansas City Royals, last year traded to the Braves. He comes over to Chicago, someone Pedro Grifol is familiar with. And then you get another infielder in Brandon Shoemake, who is really interesting to me. Just seeing his stats, made his major league debut last year in a short time. He got 16 home runs. So he looks like a really good player in terms of defense. These 2 players, I'm very interested in that. I think that with Colson Montgomery, this gives you that stopgap the White Sox could be looking for, or maybe it doesn't. We'll see. So I think this is a really good trade for the White Sox. I like that lefty a lot. Jared Schuster, he's a young player, controllable, gives the White Sox a lefty in their rotation that they need desperately. Gives Jake Eder, a chance to come to the rotation too, but it gives him some time if they need to. Because the White Sox don't have to pay big money to these pitchers with some of the pitchers they have that are major league ready to go in that rotation. Maybe bring in a few vets to help out the young guys, but Soroka, he could slot right in now with Kopech and Dylan Cease, and possibly a Jared Schuster as well, and Jake Eder. Nick Nestrini's a good option too. So those guys will battle it out, and we'll see what happens. But a huge trade for Chris Getz and the Chicago White Sox. I'm not saying I'm totally excited about it, but I think it's really good because we didn't know what they were going to get for a guy like Aaron Bummer, who is not very good the last few years for the White Sox. In my opinion, one of the toughest lefties to predict game-wise when he comes in the game situation. Was very inconsistent. Now, there were good times where he was a good reliever, but he didn't get the job done enough for the White Sox. It cost him a lot of key games in his career with the White Sox. So he heads to Atlanta. If you're just tuning into this emergency Facebook Live, Will Score Special fans, the White Sox last night into this morning make their first trade in the Chris Getz era as he leads now the White Sox front office. He trades left-handed reliever Aaron Bummer to the Atlanta Braves for left-handed pitcher Jared Schuster, right-handed pitcher Mike Soroka, right-handed prospect pitcher Riley Goins, and infielders Nicky Lopez and Brandon Shoemake. Be on the lookout later today for a blog post recapping all this stuff also. When the fourth quarter buzzer sounds, you turn to us for your fifth quarter sports talk. I'm your host, Will Farrell. More coverage on the way, getting you ready for the holiday week. Along with this one, there's another emergency Facebook Live of Will's fifth quarter special. See you later, guys.